it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to dark, dingy Northampton again, and classic album review. During this month of November, we've been looking at some of the classic rock magazine's greatest albums of the 70s. They never come in a ranking order, and this one was one of them, and it's from a band called The Cars. Now, The Cars were formed in Boston in 1976 by Rick Olstersack, Benjamin Orr, Elliot Easton, Greg Hawkes and Dave Robinson. Rick and Benjamin shared the lead vocals, and Rick, of course, was the band's principal songwriter and leader. Now, the Cars were at forefront of the merger of two sort of genres. You'd got post-punk, gritty guitars, and they also incorporated this new synthesizer orientated pop that became very popular in the early 80s. So these were sort of one of the first bands that used that synthesizer sound. So unfortunately, two of the members of the band have now sadly died, one being Rick, who died in 2019, and the other lead singer, backing vocals, Benjamin, died in 2000. So the album we're looking at is the debut album, the self-titled album, The Cars, which debuted on the 6th of June 1978 by Elektra Records, and the album was managed by longtime producer Roy Thomas Baker. So it's Rick Ostersack on vocals and rhythm guitar, Elliot Easton on lead guitar and backing vocals, Benjamin Orr on vocals and bass, David Robinson drums and percussion and synth drums, Greg Hawkes keyboards, percussion, saxophone, backing vocals. So side one opens up with a classic, Good Times Roll, that iconic opening riff. Everybody knows this. When you hear that, you know it's The Cars. I think the drumming from Dave on this is terrific. Great bass line from Benjamin. I love this track. It's just an iconic track. And going to that keyboard from Greg is very interesting. We hadn't heard anything like this. It's a very quirky track, and I love this track. Then we get My Best Friend's Girl, another great track. Elliot on here, his guitar work is just amazing, sounds great, and then you just put Greg's keyboard with it, it just complements each other. It's another of those great tracks by The Cars. Then we get Just What I Needed, iconic classic track from The Cars. A lot of people have covered this, but this is the best version. It's them quirky, different keyboard sounds that Greg was developing on this. It's just a brilliant track, and it's just iconic. Then we have I'm in Touch with Your World, one of the deep tracks on this album. Very interesting time signature. The great keyboard work of Greg. Just a really, really good track. Then we have a track called Don't Just Stop, and cha is spelled C-H-A. Don't Catch Up. I love this track. That combination of the great guitars. You've got both Rick and Elliot sort of driving that groove, and then you've got that wonderful Greg Hawkes keyboard. Now this track reminds me so much of the Stranglers, who were doing the same thing in the UK. Dave Greenfield. You know, these two keyboard players were very, very good, and I do love that track. So we'll flip it over to side two, and side two opens with You're All I've Got Tonight. Great drumming here from Dave. The bass line from Benjamin is awesome, drives the song along, and then you've got Greg's keyboards coming in and out all the way. Very, very good track. Then we have a Bye Bye Love, not the Everly Brothers. It's written by Benjamin Orr. Rocky rhythm guitars here. Great vocal from Rick on this. Very, very good track. Love the guitar work on this. Then we got Moving in Stereo, another one of the fine deep cut tracks from this album. The quirky keyboards again really is the highlight of this track. All mixed up. A fantastic track to end the album. Some really nice harmonies going on here between Rick and Ben. Saxophone. Excellent. Pretty strong track to end the album. So was it when it came out? How did the critics approach this one? Well, I said Kit Radcliffe of Rolling Stone said the pop songs are wonderful, easy, eccentric at the same time. All are potential hits. He found that the album comes apart only when it becomes arty and fall prey to Roy Thomas Baker. Yeah, never mind. I like it, so there we go. Robert Christgau, what did he have to say? Catchy, hard-headed and cold-hearted songs that ease by rapstick touches. The playing is tight and tough, and it all sounds wonderful on the radio. But though on a cut-by-cut basis, Roy Thomas Baker's production adds as much as it distracts. Here's hoping the records get raw. In a retrospective review, AllMusic's Greg Prato praised The Cars as a genuine rock masterpiece and stated that all 9 tracks are new wave rock classics, concluding with flawless performances of songwriting and production. The Cars' debut remains one of rock's all-time classics. Elliot Easton said that we used to joke that the first album should be called The Cars' Greatest Hits. We all knew that a lot of great bands fall through the cracks, but we were getting enough feedback from people we respected to know that we were on the right track. So let's have a look what they gave it. Well, AllMusic gave it a 5 stars. Encyclopedia Popular Music gave it a 4 out of 5. Q gave it a 4 out of 5. Record Mirror gave it a 4 out of 5. Rolling Stone gave it a 4 out of 5. The Album Guide gave it 4.5. Spin Alternative Guide gave it an 8 out of 10. The Village Voice gave it a B+. Unusual for Robert to do that. How did it do in the charts? Well, only got to number 18 in America, number 29 here. But the certifications over the years: 2 times platinum in Australia, 2 times platinum in Canada, platinum in New Zealand, silver here in the UK, and 6 times platinum in the United States. In my books, this is one of those albums that everyone must own if you're into this sort of music. I have had it on CD, and this is one of them albums that I'm looking for to get on vinyl again. It's a great debut album, an iconic track on it, iconic cover. It's one of the best albums of that period. I love this album. Can't get enough of it. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9.5. So there we go. I just love this album, and we will be doing something on the Cars at some stage, no doubt. Okay, that's all for today. All I can say, hope the weather's better tomorrow. We'll be having the candles out at this rate. Tomorrow is Ladies' Day. Can't believe it's the last Tuesday of the month. And we've got 2 female singers from America. One is a new sort of, which is not new, but she's becoming a bit of a legend, and the other is a legend. We're going to be looking at the albums of Miley Cyrus. Okay, you can laugh, but Yeah, she is. She's becoming a great singer. And then we got a retro ranking on the legendary, the most gorgeous lady of Stevie Nicks. So that's all for tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone, and stay safe. Bye for now.